Fill some hard drives while Ahmed eats ice cream. Ice cream.
Awesome.
All right.
What's up, guys?
Greetings and welcome to Dodger and Die presents the Grimstone Chronicles, Season 4, Episode 6. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by the full Ontario crew. How's everyone doing on this fine Wednesday?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
What's new and exciting?
I'm getting a new dog.
What happened to the old dog?
Oh, it's still alive.
So you're going to have another dog.
I was like,
Yeah.
you got angry, huh?
No. If you're getting it, you want to overlap your dogs a little bit because the current dog will train the old dog.
Yes, that is part of it too. Yes.
Where you pee, because the other dog will be like, "What are you, some kind of animal? You piss outside." Like this sort of stuff is super valuable.
Yes.
Don't bite people. Don't destroy furniture. And don't piss on things. These are all things the other dog should be teaching.
We'll teach dog. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. That's a PlayStation 5 controller. We do not put our mouths on that. It makes the big one very angry.
Makes the one that beats us and walks us very angry.
It's funny. I say the same things to the kids.
Your job.
That's
is
a
to keep
PS5
them.
controller. You don't touch that. Piss me off.
So your
Touch
kids
it, piss me
refer to you
off.
as the big one?
Yes, they do.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, the
I
kids.
think if I had kids, I'd
it's all
prefer
relative,
dad.
No.
It's
There's
a little more
like,
formal. Father.
I decided to. I mean, I'm a stepfather too, so it's
Yep.
a little different. So I settled for captain.
Captain, my captain.
You got the
Captain, when
shirt
is
for
supper?
it.
Supper is when I say it is. Yeah, that's what we asked. Okay, I'm just getting in the room.
Supper's at 4 bells.
So I'm pretty certain when I came over for supper a few times at Ahmed's place, because it's not often enough to be like frequent. He's not called the big one for a while after that because his kids kind of like they do the whole like whoa.
Well, there's Adam. Adam shows up. Daddy, there's a giant in the house. It is friendly.
I can't see through the door when he stands there. Yeah.
What kind of dog, Mark?
It's called a Pomsky. I think it's Pomeranian Husky. How that breeding happened, don't ask me.
Okay.
But it basically looks like a small Husky. So a little less fluffy.
Okay.
It's actually smaller than my current dog, which I was surprised. But
Yeah, they're cute and wee.
and it's got the crazy husky eyes too. So
And then have you started Wrath of the Righteous? Have you got your copy
no,
of that?
it doesn't come out for console till the 29th
Of September.
September.
Okay, so that's when we don't see Mark for 2 weeks.
That's when Mark.
Okay.
Mark shows up
So-
at the game like all tired as shit and late.
Yeah, I don't have.
Should I take
don't
a
have,
standard action? Oh fuck.
So I have 2 copies of Kingmaker.
Yep.
One on PC and one on
Console.
PlayStation. Yep. And I'm going to do the same thing with the what's it called Wrath of the Righteous.
Yep.
Because one I can cheat in, and one I can see like because I'm running a laptop, right? One I can use to actually see really high graphics. Yeah, all right. And,
I've seen the Kingmaker on computer versus console. Computer is better.
way better.
Way better.
Well, if you have a good computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Marty's.
But I figured on console it would do it. Like the
You also
PlayStation
can download the
5.
mods and hack
even.
files.
The PS4, the console, like the graphics, even like simple things like movement, and it would crash sometimes. Feel like you channel positive energy to destroy undead. The sheer calculations of like a shit ton of zombies would like cause it to crash. Like, oh,
yeah,
I guess we're chopping our way through the zombies then, because the computer can't take it.
Oh shit!
a buddy of mine was having similar issues. Also, his PlayStation would sound like it was trying to microwave a potato.
I'm just gonna kill zombies. It's getting ready for takeoff, boys.
I didn't see. I didn't see those problems.
Smoking. Yeah.
I didn't see those problems on the PS5, but it was.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, no.
Well, PS5 new gen hardware, right? So I hope so. It's a game that's meant, in my opinion, for a PC.
Yeah, I know.
I'm hopeful for Wrath of the Righteous. So. Not that like I've still played it all the way through. Let's be honest. I was never not gonna.
You finished Pathfinder Kingmaker?
Yeah.
Yep. How was that last dungeon? Fuck. Yeah.
Well, if you want it to make it really hard for a character, just say you're cursed. You're gonna miss something. Don't pretend I'm rolling 50% of the time.
They might play games with that too. I don't remember that.
No, I'm not kidding. It was like 50% of the time. Oh, you rolled a 1, you missed. You rolled a 1, you missed. You rolled a 1, you failed. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is fucking bullshit.
Modron?
Modron, is that you?
My name isn't Ahmed. This isn't.
It was the rooms with I think it was the undead and then the hunt people, the hunters or whatever.
Oh, those sucked.
That dungeon, I think, on one of my playthroughs where I was actually playing vanilla, like no cheat, I couldn't get past it. I got to a point where I ran out of resources, and I didn't level up the secondaries. Like I turned on the option of only active party gains XP, so swapping them out just didn't do anything, and I had no resources. Like I couldn't rest my way through it.
On my first run through, I had to lower the difficulty to get through that. I couldn't otherwise. All my guys just run away and then get slaughtered individually.
And then Gestalt with liberal ability scores made the difference to get through. Made the difference to get through, right? Gestalt just means more resources and options, but yeah. Anyways, okay, Adam, how was your tournament?
It was good. Yeah, the 150th Kidmount Fair was on this past weekend. I came in third in the strongman competition. Nice. So I came behind a couple of people who are competing at Canada's Strongest Man in a month.
Nice.
So I did pretty well, considering. And there was like several thousands of people in attendance. That was fun.
Really? That's cool.
One of the things I noticed, and I did take note, I've done enough of these competitions now that I don't have nerves anymore. Like there's no more like stage nerves.
Yeah.
Like performance anxiety is not a thing, so it's really easy to save energy and adrenaline. And the thing I noticed is I get more nervous before going to judo practice than I do going to compete. It was really fun. If we're talking about injuries, I smashed up a finger on one hand and I pinched a nerve in one of my other fingers, so it's all numb right now. Well, hopefully it'll get some feeling back in a few days.
Well, that could be a function of you being not a black belt in judo or whatever the belt system is in judo.
Oh, these were from, I know what event I smooshed them up in at the contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas you're a black belt in...
I'm a black belt in pick up heavy thing. Yes,
yeah.
yes. No, I show up as a white belt in judo, and it's like, I'm still trying to remember which way to turn my head so my neck doesn't break when you get thrown. Because every once in a while, I'll just turn it the wrong way like an idiot.
Yeah, you should really get that one down.
It's just every once in a while, it's like, no, I like looking that way. It's like, oh, look, there's ground. No, it was really fun. Judo this week was fun too. I yeeted a man. And every time you get like a good old yeet going, where it's like, I just pick you up and I throw you, that feels good. It just feels good for like the surprise attack of like, I'm just big and strong. I will strength check my way through this fight. So yeah, no, it's been a good week.
Cool. Ahmed?
Yeah, nothing really. Still working out. Still working through the new job. It's good.
Yep.
It's stressful, but it's getting easier. So
Cool.
yeah, it's just work, but it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty much just work on my end too. It's not much.
Oh, the kids went back to school. I get my days off now, basically. So it's none of this working and no more. No, it's just quiet so I can focus.
Nice. Good stuff. Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? Earthworms, episode 5. Sunny Thogrim, Amadeus, Slake, and Shakura face a host of the Thane's monstrous guests, including an aberrant earth beast, a trio of Medusa witches, a Gorgon, an elder elemental, Gelabdur, and stone giant warriors loyal to the Thane. The noise of fighting attracts the attention of 2 local druids, one fell, the other kind. Thorgrim's cannon Howie finds itself in jeopardy, while Sunny flexes his magical might to try to solve all the stone giant's problems, including his own party's problems. But
lots of problems.
Yeah, lots of problems. All the problems.
Right.
All the problems on the field of battle. You guys, we pushed pause where you had collected up the stone giant Thane's things, as well as some of the magic items from the Medusa witches. You had a look through the stone tablets that belong to the Cragborn clan. Apparently, these are passed down. Shakura has at least agreed to let you guys come and, learn from the tablets. What else? You turned the Thane into a mole because you wanted to make sure that you solve all of his problems before he comes back.
A mole rat.
That was
an ugly mole.
That was after you removed the 4 gemstones from his forehead.
Yep. And removed the dominating effect.
Yeah,
weird
the
charm.
dominating effect that likely came from the swarm druid.
Yeah, that was an evil thing.
That was accompanying Shoggo. Shoggo is now showing you his fungal gardens. Some of the fungus.
A wide variety of funguses, and he gave us a fungal starter kit that should be appropriate for the low light environment of the Thorgrim's Forge.
Yep. So you may have to replace Ahmed whenever you have a chance. Not a rush.
I'll do it right now.
If you could do like some sort of mushroom garden out there instead of grass and a table.
No problem. Done.
Not sure if the Dungini or what is it, Dungeon Alchemist can do.
Dungini is a good name too.
It's the name of another tool, but
it's already taken.
Yep.
It's got subterranean forest,
cool
flora and stuff like that.
Okay, and then the thing that you found special with the cavern is that there are some odd ward runes kind of etched along the floor.
Amadeus and Gordon did not like it.
Amadeus and Gordon did not like the runes that Shoggo had explained that the swarm druidess was trying to corrupt. You're not too sure what the nature of those runes are quite yet, and then we'll kind of resume here.
So, thank you for the starter pack. Shoggo.
Any hope you could have. It doesn't look like she made much damage. Yeah, and you can see a spot of the rune. The runes are this beautiful kind of blue hue. At certain angles, it's almost like they disappear, and the runes look like they might have been painted on the ground with magic, but are so magically potent that they sort of lifted themselves off of the floor by a couple of inches and are shining brightly. They also seem to go through some of the plant material without harming it.
Cool.
You see the section where the plant material had been pushed back and swept away, and it looked like a bunch of different attempts to ruin the rune were made. Like you see a broken cask of acid, or like a thing of like a place where they started to light things on fire. Like they were testing different elements to try to ruin the rune. It looks like ruining the stone may have been the most effective, although you may have they may have had to. No, it looks like the rune actually bends. Like it may, if you remove the stone floor now, it might just be suspended in the air.
Interesting. So, we will spend time studying this once we deal with the envoys. Sort of like he's gonna like land on his mushroomy shoulder and look at Shakura. The envoys of the hill giants and the frost giants.
Yes. You may study it. That's what he says.
It's quite fascinating.
Thank you. Yes, I think we will be good friends.
Shoggo gives a look to the cannon that's floating, like he doesn't quite approve. You imagine not too many druids like magic floating cannons, implements of the Imperium.
I think they make a lot of people nervous, to be honest.
Even when they talk. Talking doesn't make people less nervous.
I still see Howie's, like, you know, the front end of the cannon bending like a mouth. Hello there, Thorgrim. You know, the cartoons? Yeah. It's up here. That's what I see.
That makes people even less happy about it, because to make eye contact is being flagged by a freaking cannon.
Yeah.
When it goes to 0 hit points, the tongue comes out.
Shoggo does reach down onto his shoulder. He plucks a little nodule, and there is a... I think we described some of the funguses that...
Yes.
He gives you a dragon heart pod and feeds it to Sunny.
Okay.
There you go.
Sunny will eat the dragon heart.
All right. Sunny has gained 10 temporary hit points that will last for 24 hours.
Nice. 10 points.
He plucks 1, 2, not knowing that Slake doesn't like magic, 3, and a 4th one for Mistra, and hands them to Shakura. Dragon hot pods. She nods and
Very fortifying.
she hands one to Thogrim. I don't eat, says Slake. She shrugs. She goes and feeds one to Mistra. She glances back at Sunny, like to get your permission first. She might be a little more polite around animal companions, given that she not only has one, but 2.
Yes, she'll take one. And
Okay. All right, so Thorgrim, are you eating your Dragonheart pod?
Yeah, thank you.
And then
He looks at Sunny. He's like, he's looking at Sunny like, huh?
Wait, Sunny ate one. Sunny's also immune to poison, so
There's something to keep in mind.
They have a lot of, how shall we say, flavor. You do feel the magic from the pod coursing through you. They would be an acquired taste.
Thank you. 10 temp.
There was 2 more?
So he gave you guys 4, and you used 3. So there's one more.
Okay.
Shakura will just stick it in a pouch or something.
Can Howie take it?
I don't think Howie can drink potions. You could.
Damn you, Howie.
You could put oils on Howie. Maybe you could rub the paste into him, like rub it into a paste into him.
You're an alchemist.
Okay, give me a. You want the other one?
I think I can make it useful for Howie, if that's acceptable with you.
Your cannon eats.
Not exactly, but I can.
Master, I eat and regurgitate cannonballs.
Thank you so much, Howie. You just keep it quiet for a minute, all right?
Yes, Master.
Howie can gain benefit of some magical effects if applied properly.
Shakura is also looking at the cannon like it is an affront, but gives you the dragon pod, the dragon heart pod.
I think Amadeus.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amadeus is over
Amadeus.
there.
Yeah, that's.
I think Amadeus likes the cannon because now the cannon is the most frightening and disturbing thing in our party.
Yeah. Shouldn't it go to Amadeus? Is what Shakura says. Sorry, I didn't have my.
He looks like absolutely. Here you go, Amadeus.
Amadeus looks like he's gonna come over. Stay over here. Doesn't want to go near that room.
All right, 10 temporary points. The dragon heart pod doesn't interact with your aberration-ness in any funny way.
When do we know when the what's his face? The Chief Nagrata, when he naps? Does he have a schedule?
One of the stone giants that are with you says after he eats.
So frequently then.
It's about what he does half the time. Sleeps, the other half eats.
Perfect.
Well, maybe divide it into thirds and add digest.
Perfect. Well, less perfect. Sonny's going to use a mage's a mnemonic enhancer to prepare a suggestion, and so we get. I think we have so we just want him to leave, right? On good terms.
I don't want him as a guest.
Perfect.
I don't know why the Castellan put up with him.
Well, the Castellan is currently indisposed, so...
One of the stone giants says, he is the second?
He's a very important hill giant. And down with the thickness as far as I'm
Down with the thickness. Nice.
Some Chief Nograda is the cousin of Chief Nozenral. He is the Great Belcher.
I feel I respect that.
No, that's not as scary as you might think it is.
I've seen him breathe fire with his belches or make people very sick.
Oh, fascinating.
Chief Nozenra is a powerful hill giant chief. We were forced to work with the hill giants in attacking Overlook. Says the stone giant, slowing down as she realizes that you guys are from Overlook, but...
So, if we're trying to maintain good relations, then I suggest we just politely request that he leave of his own volition and go home, because we just don't want him here anymore.
Yeah, and the other stone giant pipes up. He often brags that we feed him better here than in his cousin's own court. Guests eat first, says the stone giant, who seems annoyed. Since when have we listened to stone giants and taken commands from them?
Hill giants?
Hill giants.
Hill giants, yeah.
Hill giants, yeah.
Well, I think that everyone should just get along. And we have magic, so everyone will just get along.
So push comes to shove. Do you want him still alive?
Amadeus, just in case it goes badly, could you be nearby somewhere?
Now,
do keep in mind that we have a treaty with the hill giants. The Castellan could tell you what exactly the treaty stipulated, but the hill giants did gift our Thane with a mighty gift of the suit of gold dragon scales that he wears.
We'll take that off his hands.
Yeah. I put a bunch of treasure. I put a bunch of treasure on the sheet. I don't know whether you've picked through it or not, but the Thane's armor was magical gold dragon scale breastplate, large, which means that breastplate came from a very, very large gold dragon.
Some see it as a potentially, gauche, I think is the word, to wear colossal gold dragon scale. It means you did something kind of unpaladin-y.
Yeah, the two stone giants that you're talking to kind of shirk from that. They're like they weren't part of the deal. They weren't part of killing it. They were
just trying to live their lives.
Yep.
No judgment on your behalf. Yes.
Shakura is listening to you. Like she seems to be interested in what Sunny has to say on this matter.
So, I believe that for a being such as this sub-chief, we can simply request very politely and firmly and very, very quietly that he just go home.
But what happens when he goes home?
Then if he's as robust as everyone says, he's not going to be inclined to walk all the way back here. Imagine the foot pain that it would induce.
Why don't we send him?
Yes, but we had something to do.
What makes you think he doesn't still have something to do?
If he comes back, Shakura can request, I will return, and when he takes a nap after gorging himself on the stone giant's food, we will request that he go away. Again.
Why don't we just break diplomatic relations with them?
Because they're not your diplomatic relations to break.
Yeah, we should ask the giants. If you don't want him here, request somebody else.
Once the stone giants are ready to establish their dominance over the hill giants, as it should be...
My understanding, says Shakura, is that the last delegation from Overlook did not go very well. I was not here to see it, but only one member of that group is still alive, the woman in chains upstairs.
We haven't talked to her yet.
Well, if they got her in chains, my guess is they're not keeping her there so she can chat with us.
She's there to entertain, I believe. But...
Shakura does not seem to like the fact that there are people in chains upstairs. That seems to bug her a bit.
So
first things first, the important delegates need to be removed from the situation in the least damaging way possible.
Hold on, just so I understand something. Delegation came from Overlook here.
Yes. And
how many?
Like 4 dwarves showed up. One's alive, 3 are dead. Something like that.
Okay,
I'm filling in blanks.
We're gonna have serious words with the Thane when he wakes up.
The Thane that was dominated, sure, we could have serious words with the dominated.
I'm sure he'll be very apologetic.
I think at least one of the dwarves was wearing one of those things in its forehead.
Yes, the purple.
And the stone giants nod.
And there's a bunch of dwarves in the gemstones that the Thane was wearing. So the Thane might have killed him. Or got dominated by the bug lady. We're not quite certain what happened. So
one of them was really, really pushy in his dealings with the Thane, and the giant checks in with Thogrim and the others just to make sure that you're not angry by saying it. I think there was an argument over mining rights.
Sounds like dwarves.
We need to see what these documents are about.
Slake looks at Thorgrim, looks at Amadeus.
Amadeus kind of shrugged. I don't know they were fighting, right?
Well, you know,
Maybe we need
just over the
Barnabas to fix
the reason
this.
why we're here, right?
Well, we're here to clear the pass. But
To what?
sure, but
So who the fuck knows about that?
Apparently, gemstone wearing dwarves who really like gem dragons. Really local gem dragons.
Dwarves that are friends with Barnabas?
I don't think so. Because Barnabas doesn't have any friends.
Well, he has that tiefling that follows him.
I don't think they're friends.
I'm not sure the tiefling is happy about it.
This is a little much ill speaking of our geographer. He is a very learned man. He is a friend of knowledge.
Hasn't learned to shut his mouth when he should.
Okay. While you guys are having an argument about your own clan, basically these stone giants are going to go help do some cleanup with Shoggo. Shoggo lifts Sunny off of his shoulder and puts him on a little rock beside, and he smiles at the little bat.
Sunny nervously goes into the inverted bat position. He's like, ooh, head rush. All right, so...
Shakura just pushes the cannon so it's not pointed at her midsection. Let's roll a saving throw to see if she's...
Oh, did she now? Did you have to wash it out?
No, she didn't roll one. All right.
Master, I have a permanent pusher.
She's so big and strong. So, all right. So, there's also the frost giant delegate. That is a problem as well.
He likely serves the same purpose, but I haven't heard complaints about him. He's rather quiet.
Perhaps we should just engage him in traditional diplomacy.
Get out or die.
No. Do you have ill intent? Like, normal diplomacy.
Oh, sorry. We'll get behind the cannon. Get out or die.
He doesn't necessarily have to leave if he's not causing problems.
Master, I like the second plan. Oops.
As do I, but we need to understand what their situation is. Why is he here? And is he accepted here?
He was here because he was part of the group brought by General Idwar Runakar.
And they attacked Overlook.
The
Right,
general
so-
was leading the attack on
They're
the...
enemies of Overlook.
So we should have a discussion with him as to whether or not he should become a prisoner of Overlook. Nothing to do with the stone giants, but we'll have that discussion.
Idwar, the Runakar giant, did want us to all work together.
Yes, but there's many types of working together.
She nods. This all happened while I was gone.
Politics are very complex.
Maybe we can get him to call it Idwar.
Shakura shrugs. We killed that guy.
Didn't we kill that guy?
I thought this was a different guy from the same clan.
Nope. There's...
It was
Big guy.
dead.
Well, we killed one. I didn't get his name. I mean, you're choking someone out, but it's not like they can speak.
Thorgrim thinks, oh yeah,
Slake,
blew his
One
head
of the
off.
brainiacs told us his name. His name was Idwar.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was the one that dominated Slake.
Yeah.
Is that
Thanks
the
for
one
reminding me.
that
Dominated three positions.
is that right after the flood? It was right after the
He
flooded.
dominated Slake on our journey to the underground pass.
Yep.
So I suppose
Oh
The-
yeah.
There are Runakars, but this is the one that was forcing my clan as well as many others to participate.
Well, if it's the same one, he's dead, so. Done. Get out.
The Thane would be very interested in meeting, I'm sure, the slayers of a room giant.
Would he? And he's looking at the mole rat.
Well, we're right here.
Looks like he might
A few of us
eating
are
some
missing.
fungus.
Yeah, I think the mole rat's with one of the other giants.
one of the
but-
Oh, that's
giants
right,
taking
that's
care of the
right.
rat. Over here.
Looking around for the mole rat.
You want to step on him? That's bad diplomacy.
Just a little. Some people pay good money for that.
A little snap for Gordon or something.
All right. So,
Mr.
Is-
Eating Mice.
I suppose sneaking up upon the hill giant, and then requesting him politely and firmly but quietly to bugger off, followed by just a quick discussion with the frost giant, and rescuing the dwarf. Seems like a good day's work here. Yes, on Howling Crags.
With the disappearance of the Castellan, the Thane being a mole rat, and Shoggo being otherwise distracted, that leaves only one of our tribe that people would look to for leadership, and that is Utanu the Seer.
The Seer. Yes.
We didn't hurt her, did we?
No.
Utanu is a man. She says the giant word for man.
Oh, it's very embarrassing when you make those mistakes on large email threads with lots of people in them.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I might have done one of those recently. Sorry. Well, we could speak with Utanu, but I think first we should, well, situate ourselves such that Nograta leaves. I think we all feel safer with Nograta leaving, particularly those of us who prefer tiny little bite-sized forms.
I can summon my beasts to keep people at bay while you speak with Nograta. If we're doing this loudly, she says.
I know. I think we're going to do it very subtly, very quietly. Just wait for him to take a nap and then suggest that he go away.
Then I'll show you the way out. Once we reach the steps, however, the kitchen isn't very far from the steps.
Right. 100 paces? Yes.
Less, she says, thinking about her pace versus yours.
Perfect.
She brings you back through the acid pits,
Okay.
through the throne room with the injured earth, and then back to these steps. You notice a bunch of giants are still kind of congregated down there, including a giant that is looking after the mole rat.
What's over here?
Which one?
Here.
North of where we are. And also, it looks like this opens up. I guess it just connects between 14B
Oh, wow.
and
Okay. So,
does that maybe. Ooh.
Okay.
there's another cavern where the Galdur disappeared to. They're not.
That's fine. They can roly-poly their way to.
All right, you guys move forward, kind of going up and then down some steps. Apparently these weren't the steps she was talking about. There are other steps.
Okay.
You lead through a very large cavern. There are signs that people may dwell down here. There are some supplies. You find some giant children toys, some piles of rocks. They lead you not up the steps to the side, but through a warren. These are definitely like living areas. They've been, these little nooks are actually covered in bear furs and leathers and have sleeping areas inside. You can see all sorts of baskets that are woven, meats and fungi that are hanging from hooks and drying. definitely the giants live down here, but may have left because of the insanity of their
horrible, evil, cursed. Yeah.
Yep.
This place is enormous.
Yeah.
This mighty fine cave.
Normally visitors wouldn't be down here.
It's a isn't Mechanica just a wonder? Everywhere you go, you find something interesting.
Yeah, it would have sucked to fight our way down here.
Yes.
I started populating things, but when we rolled to see how busy the throne room was, I just took a bunch of the tokens and moved them over. Yeah. All right. There is a stone door that looks like it is currently in the up position, but that could slam down into place.
Are this fungal food stores?
These are fungal food stores. Yep.
And what are the zippy jabby things?
They also look like strange funguses that are growing around little geysers.
Okay. Fungus water and fungus food.
There might be some sort of the geysers, you're not sure whether they're natural or elemental in nature, but
before popping up there, Sonny will recast his beast speak so he doesn't run out in the middle of the thing being like,
yep.
Oh no, I missed it. Squeeze.
The door is up and she points down the tunnel. There will be cut steps that go up. Once you're at the top, the kitchen is on the left.
All right. Unfortunately, I haven't worked on my circlet yet, so I don't have max ranks and stuff. But we're going to cast invisibility, and we're just going to skadooch. We're going to actually first. Do you, Thorgrim, have a telepathic bond or something similar prepared?
Let's see. Telepathy, no. Nope.
Master, there is a strong bond between the two of us.
Absolutely, Howie. Absolutely.
All right. I will. Amadeus. I will contact yourself or Thogrim if things have gone horribly sideways and I need rescuing.
All right.
If I'm contacting you, please hurry.
There's abundant ammunition. It's still running. There's an adamantine cannon ball that Howie's carrying.
Okay.
So Sonny turns visible and is going to see if he could find where the
All right.
boy beaten.
So
Thogrim's drinking a named cannon shot for giants. This lasts for, I think it's like, please double check.
Down.
I think it's like
how
10
long
minutes.
does Strongjaw last, Adam?
An hour and a bit, yeah. And a half.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
all right.
For 2 hours and a half.
I'm going to force.
Strongjaw lasts for 14 minutes.
Okay, so probably still have a few minutes left.
Just go to Scooch.
Up to 4A.
Sonny will use a Mage's Lucrobation just to get the Strongjaw re-prepared in case we need it again. It seems like a very potent buff.
All right, I'm just going to change to
And if she doesn't know where it is, I can use find the path to find the kitchen, but that's probably
No,
So Marty, I had prepared a repair critical damage, which is a custom spell, instead of greater make.
Thorgrim, are you following Sonny, or did I just accidentally move you up?
Okay.
I think there was a boo-boo.
He's
All right.
he's like in the back. somewhere.
Sunny, you can hear several giants chatting just around the corner here.
Okay. Invisibly stealthing. Try to find the sound of eating.
Okay, there are two guards talking to two male guards talking to a female stone giant. They seem to be breaking bread between them. You can hear the sounds of stone giant playing, like children.
It's the sound. That's the sound of the lifeblood of Volcanica.
They are kicking a very heavy looking like medicine ball around, like it was a soccer ball. Sometimes
powerful leg muscles.
sometimes they're picking it up and hucking at each other.
And thick craniums.
The chamber that you've come into looks like it is adorned with all sorts of carving. There is the whistle of wind from around to the right, as you are looking out over a very tall hill, like kind of looking down. There is another guard there. This place looks heavily lived in. A lot of bones and hides kind of adorning the halls, and there is a big stone seat that you imagine where the Thane would normally sit. A very large rock pile in the center of very smooth and sensibly sized rocks for a large creature to be thrown. And then there are some stone and iron reinforced doors that lead outwards, and the whipping of the wind is actually through this area and underneath the doors that are not tight. There is a bellow of more food. Guest eat first.
That's the direction we're going.
You can hear some squealing of a very large pig, and the hurried sounds of stone giants trying to provide enough food for Nograda's great appetite.
Okay, we're going to try to sneak our way into that space. I don't know.
Yeah, there are some very large animal skin curtains that are kind of cutting off the way. You can smell like a bacony cooked meat smell pervasive.
I'm hoping their fitment isn't so great that the diminutive bat can't sort of squirt his way through.
Oh no! Like rats the size of small dogs could run around this place and apparently go unnoticed by the stone giants. So you get a sense that this place also has a lot of garbage because there are some squat flies that are floating around the room in small swarms. And then you take a peek into the room.
Holy jeez, you got a chin, and then you got a grease stain, and then you got another chin, and
This hill giant is too big. He's several feet too tall for a regular hill giant. And then he's almost as wide as he is tall. He's lounging while pouring some sort of liquid that might be beer mixed with other things. It's kind of sudsy into his mouth and downing it, and then he just hucks the barrel across the room. Squealing in delight is a very large boar. It's a dire boar that goes chasing after the mug. You do see a dwarf lady. She has red hair and a finely kept red beard.
It's from that. It's those dwarves.
And you do see a set of bagpipes that are nearby that are likely hers. She is chained to the seat that Sub-Chief Nograda is sitting upon, which is more like a slab of stone and a bunch of things kind of arched up so that he can recline. The stench that comes from him is something you could smell, because I think you sacrificed your life.
I don't have life bubble. I can smell things.
He is definitely the great belcher. He might be also the great something
farter
else as well. Yes, as it comes out in all sides. It is. While it was a little bit busy and well lived in the other room, and there were children playing and people kind of living their lives, people being the stone giant, this room is a disgusting mess. There's half-eaten food all over the ground that are in various states of rot and decay. He is covered in not only multiple months of filth from just not moving very far, but also filth from half-eaten meals and slobby habits.
I've reviewed poison.
Yep.
You
are flying over, and this is a stove that seems to be very warm and very well used.
We'll try to hide amongst the pipes if it's
Yep.
not too hot.
The direboar comes back, basically fetching the barrel for him. He rubs it a little bit.
I appreciate the pet direboar. That's some style right there. Now we wait.
The great waiting game. No?
The great waiting.
Were you hiding? Were you hiding at all? Yep.
Yeah, we're hiding.
They say I eat more than 10 owlbears you got outside. I'll show you who's hungry.
The direboar actually starts inching its way toward the stove, and it gets a slap from Chief Nograta, which sends it kind of squealing away.
Me the guest. Me eat first.
The people in this room look absolutely miserable.
Yep. Well, they'll be miserable for one sleep longer. Go to sleep, you fat bastard.
Okay. You hear whispering. Something's. One lady comes in and starts whispering to the three other giants that were there, kind of helping prepare food. Something's happened in the Wardens. Oh?
What's all that talking over there? I told you you're not on break.
There's some whispering. They holler. There's a bit of an argument. I was on duty earlier, and a couple of them want to go and chat.
Where are they going?
They're gonna go fetch some more vegetables.
Yes, the vegetables. Good.
Can I take a look? Is this boar just a trained animal, or is this a companion? Can I figure that out from...
Yeah, give me a handle animal, knowledge, nature.
Okay. 29.
You think it might be an animal companion, but it's not the sub-chiefs.
Is it the dwarfs?
You don't know who. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It bumped.
It doesn't have a reference for the dwarf.
Yeah, it bumped into it. It might be somebody else's.
That is the weirdest goddamn... Who forgot their animal companion? Why is it chilling with this guy?
He is kind of a slob, and it is a pig, and
Yeah.
you do find it rooting around in like the half-eaten meals.
It's just
He's enjoying himself, taking advantage.
weird. Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll give him the prone position because he's basically
He's having a good old
reclining.
I'm bored. When's the food gonna be ready?
We're working as fast as we can.
There's only two of you working. Oh, the Thane is not going to be very happy when he hears about how you've let your guests starve.
Oh, Marty's making me pay for the subtlety. Marty's like, do you want to kick him yet? Kind of, but...
When my cousin, you know who my cousin is? Yes, you've reminded us many times. Yes, well, don't make me remind you again. Did I tell you the story of the stupid Goldie?
You do notice that he is also wearing gold dragon hide. Bits of it are on him right now. Bits of it are not on because he's needed to make room for feasting.
Yeah.
Like an accompanying set of the gold dragon breastplate.
Long ago, stupid goldy dragon crashed near our village, all hurt and broken. It tried to tell us what. We teached it real good, stupid Goldie. Don't make me teach you.
If only there was not a fortitude save involved with baleful polymorph, he would worm his way back to
He actually belches, and you can see visible greenish smoke coming from his great belly.
He's got stank on his breath.
that stank, yeah.
There might be something about his digestive system, or he may have powers that are not standard to regular hill giants.
Probably doesn't suffer from acid reflux because it's just acid in there.
The pool of sadness.
Just like the first adventure where I'm like, we haven't really encountered too many animals. I'll take dominate animal off my list of just normal spell I prepare.
Okay, so the giants do cycle in. Eventually, they do prepare this very sloppy feast of courses of vegetables that have been boiled or braised, heaping amounts of butter on them. He complains when one basket isn't buttered enough and throws the basket on the ground for the hog to eat. After the vegetables, they do seem to prepare a giant grizzly meat salad of, you think it's bear?
Oh, very chewy, yes. Not enough pepper, though. I'm sorry, great sub-chief. We've run out of pepper. I told you to get some more.
They seem to ignore the complaint and weather it quite well. They are all exhausted of this behavior.
They're not going to mind when he goes away.
Yep. They do feed him a barrel of what looks like, they whisper in giant that it might be curdling. They're like, just feed it to him. And he drinks almost like an entire barrel of goat's milk.
But barrel curdles goat's milk? No wonder he's got gas problems.
Followed by what looks like smaller loaves of like a hard, sticky bread, and then a half barrel of wine.
Mm-hmm.
It's during the wine when he starts getting dozy and he sniffs awake. You're like, I thought he was sleeping. Oh, he's not going to sleep. And then he gets the.
I need pig dancing.
Rising up like she's exhausted of this as well. He jiggles the chains. Apparently, he's been given the reins.
Jabba the Horrid.
The female dwarf rises up, grabs her bagpipes, and plays bagpipes for about an hour, while the hill giant claps, drinks his beer, and the pig basically runs around in the filth and garbage, kind of dancing to the
We're gonna
sound.
have to have words with whoever owns this pig. Oh, we're gonna have words. Oh, Animal Services is coming for your animal companion, bud. That's druid in this place.
The pig looks happy.
This is why it's called a pig in shit.
That's right.
He's happy.
It's got lots to eat. He's very slobby. But eventually they stop the music because he falls asleep during bagpiping music, which is probably not a normal
He has
thing.
a powerful sleeping ability.
Right. The giants do leave, like they're tired of preparing. The pig actually does run out. It's looking around for someone. I don't know if you're following it.
No.
The dwarf female puts away the bagpipe and then just sits down.
Sunny is going to use a mythic point to cast a quest to go home.
Like Gia's quest.
A Gia's quest
Walking.
with a mythic point to walk home.
Okay, the hill giant chief does not have scent. Gia's quest can be cast at a close range.
I don't have to touch his ass. I'm staying in my hiding hole.
Does not have SR, and he fails the will save because he is asleep. Okay, what is the specific wording of the quest?
His quest is to walk back to his home in the Hill Giant tribe, or in the Hill Giant lands.
Okay.
Okay, if he's still asleep, if it takes him more than 6 seconds to wake up from this, I'm then going to cast a suggestion upon him to walk back to the Hill Giant tribes, so he doesn't spend a day figuring it out. He's just gonna go for a goddamn walk. So you'll get a good head start.
Okay, so yeah, you quickly cast your spell.
You know what? The suggestion? We'll cast the suggestion, and it will be jog.
Jog.
The captain
Say goodbye to your knees and hips.
does have like maybe about 20 feet of chain. She after that spell went off, she did quietly get up and she's looking around the room like she doesn't know what quite happened yet. Are you still casting when she's alert?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you cast a suggestion spell. Walk back.
Yeah, that's right.
He's starting to wake up.
Okay.
Sarah. She whispers and then.
Where Balustria? Balustria!
Okay, is he still connected to her with a chain?
The chain is.
Or is it left here? Like, is the chain on him in such a way if he starts to walk home?
No, the chain looks like it's affixed to the slab of stone that he's
Perfect.
sitting on.
I don't have to worry about like whipping off a disintegration.
Balustria! I gotta leave!
So Sunny's going to like in the telepathic link to his allies. It's working. It's working. He's so disgusting.
It takes him about 6 attempts to kind of sit up, kind of rocking himself and getting enough momentum to. That's not this massive belch. This massive belch. The female dwarf captive goes diving from the belch, and you see fumes coming out of his mouth.
I'm going home now! Balustria! Get my stuff!
He just gets up. He grabs a few things along the way, but it looks.
He's pretty single-minded.
There's a bag and his club that he grabbed. It didn't even look like he finished putting on his armor. Like the armor got left behind, effectively.
Yes.
Oh, the sub-chief, he's up. The backside of the sub-chief is no sight to behold, or is a sight to behold. There are many growths and bed sores, and he might be so big that he can't quite clean himself effectively.
His problem.
What is his problem?
The dwarf is just holding her hand up to her mouth and trying to avoid any of the wafting stench.
Going home! Yeah.
While he's on his way, so he'll go land on the dwarf. Hello.
Okay. Oh.
How are things?
Who? What? Did you do that?
Oh, he decided it was time to go home.
Oh, you're a spellcaster, are you?
Yes.
Good overlook accent.
Man, out of here. Our Thogrim might be the right. I'll call once we hear the door open and close.
Yeah, you can hear. It looks like they weren't prepared to let him out, and there's kind of a. What's the sub-chief doing? Go! It's like he forgot to get dressed. Did we insult him? I don't know. Where's Balestrea? There's like a panic in the next room because one of their...
Sonny will call down to Shakura to like, oh, but no, just tell him that he's time to let him go home. Shakura, just tell them that he can go home.
Okay. They're a trio that are leaving. The door is open. You can hear him leaving outside. Yeah, I fog some of this. Can you do something about the chains?
Of course.
When he opens the door, you can hear like more of the howling wind. You must be in a high up place. You also hear the squawks of what sound like very large birds, maybe of several different species. And there's the light of a really large campfire outside.
So Sonny has knock as a domain spell, so he'll cast a knock.
Okay. The chains were tight. The manacles were masterwork, but there's nothing magical about them, and the manacles slide off of her wrists.
Look, there we go. Now we are friendly with the stone giants right now. I understand it's complex, but there was curses involved, and we've got a whole party here.
I want to leave. Is what she said.
Understood. Yes.
You haven't seen any other dwarves, have you?
No. You traveled with dwarves with gems in their heads.
Yes, she says quietly, worrying that there's some condition. She's now looking around for some things. She grabs what is a serviceable knife that might have been like a very small, utensil for some of the giants. She sticks that in her belt. She grabs her well-maintained bagpipes, slings them on her back.
We'll get you out of here momentarily.
Does Shakura come up and come up?
Yeah, some giants come down in a panic, and they're basically saying, "Yograta, he's leaving. Something's happened." And Shakura's fine. It's time for him to leave. Is the Thane all right with this? Where's go back to downstairs.
I'm so happy with myself. I'm so happy with myself.
Where's Balestrea? She's busy. Shakura's standing there. She's got like hand on her hips, taking no guff from them. We need to see Balestrea or the Thane. They're both busy.
Howie's nodding.
Yeah, there's a bit of a standoff here. Mister gives a bit of a squawk.
There were different personalities in stones attached to the Thane.
Do you know what the Glimmer is? Who says?
Oh yeah, the gem dragon god thing that lives over that way.
Glimmer of Geode was part of our group, and Dostar Einfell also fell into sway of the godling.
But the bat nods. Yeah.
I did not.
Good for you. What do you worship, by the way?
Rather, do we need to discuss this here, or is it a condition of being saved?
Oh, no conditions. I am the druid. I am Sonny, druid of Volcanica. We are iron. What are we? The Steel Rose. Expedition. Something.
My name is Donica Stonesong. I worship Hala, the Bright Axe.
Ooh. We travel with a priest named Brenos who worships many gods. He calls out to that one frequently.
Wait a minute. You're the druid of Volcanica, the one that's saying that we're all going to starve?
Yes, particularly if you have
Yes, you're welcome.
bumble fucks like that around. He's pointing at the... No, there's been a horrible incident. A god died.
She's gathering things. It looks like she's
Oh yeah, she's I'm
found a
assuming
bag. She's filling it full of food because it is a bit of a walk back.
Oh, do you prefer teleportation to walking?
You can teleport. Why didn't you say so? She's now. Where are you? She said.
Oh, yeah. So Sunny's no longer invisible. Sunny will.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to recover my spells.
Well, we will be here for a few days.
She actually opens her hand, and you can see this weird mark. She might be cursed.
Oh, that's not good. We'll detect magic on the curse.
Yeah.
Sunny turns into Sunny. Like,
She's got a 5th level major curse that might be keeping her from being able to do her daily preps in the morning.
that's a horrible curse.
I know. Otherwise, I would have dimension doored out of here and head for Delph.
It is much better to be, small and just carefree with no worries. It's a much better way of control.
The medicine ball gets kicked into the room. You've got a round to act before children go chasing it.
Well, let's just...
Invisibility.
Decided to play with the man dog.
Invisibility or dimension door.
Giants.
I'm checking to see if I have invisibility sphere. I don't have invisibility sphere. I will just cast an invisibility.
Okay, on yourself?
On myself.
Her.
Well, she's supposed to be in the room.
All right, the children come in looking for the ball. They look at her. She's going to bluff that she's still in the chains.
The children, how smart could they be? Yeah, but they're like 4 hit dice children or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if regular. Let's just see. Regular stone giants. Their sense motive is
She's a bird.
their wisdom scores.
Children are probably like 30 years old or something.
Exactly.
Stone giants can live to be 800 years old. They've got the elf thing going on. I'm a child forever. They pick up the ball, and they make a rude. One of them says something rude to the dwarf captive, like something about living in a pigsty, and then they laugh and go running out.
Oh, okay, that's true. At least it was relevant.
She grits her teeth. I've had enough of giants for a lifetime.
Understandable. So...
And I've heard of Brennos and that cannon master help.
Thorgrim is downstairs, yes.
Thorgrim the wizard, the cannon wizard is here.
Oh, yes.
Kind of surprised you didn't hear him.
The Thane needed a stern speaking with.
Was that all that ruckus downstairs?
Oh, yes. The big boobs
She's
are
from
probably
Overlook. You guys are 14th level.
Yeah.
She's a bard. She knows who you guys are.
This makes this far easier because my memory isn't the greatest.
Then yes, if you could teleport me out, I would be in your debt, is what she says. Does Thogrim, the cannon wizard, need saving?
Oh, no.
Or the rest of, what do you call yourselves? The
Steel Rose Expeditionary Legion.
So, League, I think.
League? It's so hard. We were a gang at one point. They keep changing it.
She nods and she says, we might be able to fool children if one of the other giants comes back in.
Oh, no, we could go someplace safe.
They seem to be following, at least to watch the hill giant wander off at the beginning of winter without getting dressed.
I I don't care if if his doodle falls off from frostbite.
Yep. All right. So what are you doing? What are you doing with
I'm going to remove curse on her first because
Okay.
Because I got one of those, and curses are bad.
Yep.
Curse or blade.
Okay. It's just a straight up check versus the curse. It's not a dispel. So 2 number 1d20 plus 14 because I am the druid of Volcanica.
Okay.
29.
All right. Major curses function like lower curses, except their DCs are 5 higher.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check to see. Oh, so it would be 26.
Okay, I make it.
Okay, the curse burns away. She
There we
She
go.
grits her teeth as it burns her hand, but eventually looks like everything is all right.
Magic for everyone. Is she in good health?
She seems to have eaten well. She's a bit dirty, but otherwise, yep.
I'm a druid. Dirty is fine.
Being so close to the kitchens meant that she is not starved. She just looks like she wants to bathe and be out of here.
All right. So, I think I'm just going to teleport her back to Overlook and just teleport back here to continue the adventure. It's like I'm going to try to teleport her to where I think Barnabas is, so Barnabas can just get this. Just talk to Barnabas.
All right, so you're
Barnabas.
so
where is
Barnabas and the others have moved to Thogrim's forge.
Oh, well then.
However, some of your business does require you to be in Overlook. Let me check the time tracker. So in the week that you guys are in the Delvin Pass, Cog is doing some selling. Brennos is doing some commerce. Barnabas is studying legal texts. Eamon's retraining. All right, so yeah, some of you are.
So it is actually cheaper for me to just send her to Thorgrim's forge than it is for me to go there, like to teleport to Overlook and teleport back. So I've got a Thorgrim forge thing, and I've got some extra badges.
Good.
So we're going to stick a badge on her, and we're going to.
What's this? She says.
Keep that with you. Show it to the golems. It'll keep them from shooting you.
She looks frightened.
You're going someplace special.
Please stop sending random people to my damn forge.
Who's
our secret hideout, guys? Nobody knows where our secret hideout is. Cool.
All right, so
first day.
You gave Sonny a rod and extra tokens.
Okay, you do have the starter kit with you. Do you give her the starter kit?
I'll give her the starter kit. Also, they're going to need to grow some mushrooms. You want to speak with Barnabas?
All right.
He will get you to, and be nice to the Thogrims.
He's a bard, right?
Mostly a geographer, but also a bard.
I wouldn't mind meeting Barnabas if he is the leader of your group.
Yes, and he's very good at geography.
She nods. There's a slight smile. She seems she's looking down at the mushrooms. She's not. We're teleporting to where?
Oh, pocket dimension.
Okay, she's intrigued now.
Okay.
Still concerned. Give me a diplomacy check, Sonny.
Okay, all right, diplomacy.
You've been acting nice. You saved her from not one but 2 conditions, and you're willing to save her. So I'll give it a +6.
48.
She knows who you are. She knows that you guys are on the side of at least Overlook in general, and she's willing to forego the will save on whatever spell you cast.
I will create the telepathic bond with her just in case for whatever reason,
Okay.
which I don't think works inside the forge, but that's okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to speak with Barnabas or the Thogrims.
Distant yelling of the hill giant declaring that he's going home, and they have to open gates. And right, the three giants that confronted Shakura are say, "Well, we're gonna go talk to the seer then," and they're going up the stairs.
Seer's busy.
I'm then casting plane shift.
Nice.
Okay.
To the forge. Got the rod. I'm not going. Just she's going.
All right, you have rescued Danica Stone Song.
This is awesome, by the way, Ahmed, because normally you have to like multiple spells and all this shit. You just be like, saved. See ya. It's also
like in video games, they run off in the background.
Oh yeah, they just sort of just dematerialize in the background. Like,
I'll find my way. Don't worry.
All right, Sonny, you hear giants coming back up.
I will turn back into a bat.
Okay.
Not now. I am in.
There's a lot of
because she didn't make a save. I believe that wasn't an attack.
Yep,
So,
you don't.
So I am still invisible, and the diminutive bat is going to fly back to the party. Look at the size of that chicken! What the hell? Oh, gee.
Which chicken?
That is a turkey from hell.
Oh, it's a battle rock. You can see that these doors are opening, that several giants had to go out and open them for them, and the chief, sub-chief is leaving.
This token is awesome.
Yeah, there is a stone giant lady up in one of the towers. You can see that there are other like warrens that lead off to the side. And these giants that came from downstairs proclaiming that they're going to go talk to the seer are leaving in this direction.
We're going to talk to Sam, yeah.
Okay, Sonny's going to get back to the party like, I did it!
So a lot of the giants are outside, like staring in disbelief at the giant who's leaving. Some of them are cheering. Others are waving. A few of them, like dismissively, there's joking.
Put the door in the asshole.
The Direboar came sort of out a little bit and was just watching him go. The Direboar might actually be a little sad that he's leaving. But there's definitely
free meal.
There's definitely distractions happening as the sub-chief is leaving.
So where we go from here? So he comes back and lands on Shakura.
These giants are gone, and you're back.
Yes, don't worry. The sub-chief is on his merry way. If he comes, do you know how to cast sending?
Her as a 10th level druid, so I don't think so.
No. All right. We will find a way for you to contact me, or I'll keep in touch. If he returns, then we'll send him on his way again.
Okay.
And
He might not have a chance to be let into the gate. There's this smile like she would. If I was on gate duty, he's not getting back in.
alternately, and just hear me out here, a smaller gate, still, you know, it'd be funny at least.
You don't think that's going to happen? They seem to like riding giant beasts.
She rides a giant mammoth. She wants to roll a giant mammoth through the gate.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
We wanted to pay a visit to the frost giant.
Yes. Oh, Thorgrim.
Yes.
There's a dwarf in your forge.
Did you send her with the right?
Oh yes.
With the badge. She should be well taken care of.
And she also has your mushrooms.
No, all right. Thorgrim's there will take care of her. Good work, Sonny. Just
The
try not
giant's
to
name.
bring everyone we see there.
The frost giant's name is Murgvod.
Yes. Mugvod, the emissary. Or emissary Mugvod.
And what's his deal?
He's a frost giant.
No.
He
Is he in on this?
He serves a frost giant jarl named Grugner.
Wait a minute.
Do we know anything about a Grugner? Knowledge what for Grugner?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Knowledge local and things that you don't have.
Okay. We're going to just go as stereotypy as possible. He sounds somewhat British.
I'll take 200 for Stone Giant, please.
Shakura doesn't seem to know. Frost giants are from the north.
Knowledge, nature for frost giants, typical proclivities?
Yeah, give me a knowledge nature, that's fine.
Alright. It's like, tell me about what frost giant societies are like, or whatever.
Nobility?
30? Basically, Adam seems to remember frost giants as being like typically CE on the alignment thing. Or maybe CN. They're pricks, I remember.
Frost giants are like oversized raiders. They're typical chaotic evil.
Yeah,
not to say you couldn't have a clan that was not chaotic evil, but they love to take captives. They work with white dragons and winter wolves, mostly when those creatures are small enough to be their pets. They have frostbitten realms in the north, as well as, given that Volcanica does have significant mountain ranges, it gets colder as you go further up mountain ranges, so they might even be in more southern climes, but high up in the mountains. They don't live as long as stone giants, whether it's because they're more warlike or they're just not built in the same way. They are large giants and immune to cold and vulnerable to fire.
All right. So, we want to have a conversation with him. I'm assuming, I mean, he did work for someone who did attack us. So, at minimum, I think that maybe we should. Thogrim, how about we send him to the forge too? Because then Barnabas can figure out.
We may be getting in a fight with a frost giant. I think I want the cannon.
Just this
Well,
beat up hog-tied frost giant with a Mage staple to its forehead.
Not with a basket of gifts and stories to tell. Shakura doesn't seem to mind the city of Frost Giant away. As long as it's away from here, I'm sure our Thane, who is a fan of, who is a quite capable diplomat, even in his condition.
We're gonna go back to being like normal Sunny, just because.
I don't want to send him to my place.
No, we don't have to do that. We should just send him away.
all right.
Can I shoot
Send him
him
into
first?
the afterlife.
Yes.
It depends on how he answers the questions. If he's totally amiable, then we just send him away.
Let's not show force.
We're gonna have to walk through all the village to get to the area where he is.
Well, let's expect he's going to know we're here.
Or at least be awake after the hill giant has departed.
Do you... No. Slake. Slake. Sunny's going like, illusions. Slake. Teleport. Slake.
Sorry,
Polymorph.
it's just happening. Accept it.
Let's just walk out.
I think we just walk there. We can
Yes.
say hello to all of the friendly giants.
Stick. Give magic a break for a second.
So we're going to say hello to all the friendly giants. Shield spell. Shield spell. Oh, Mistra.
I'll go first, is what Shakura says.
Excellent. So he's going to hop on Mistra.
Hop on Mistra.
He's kind of uneasy as he's really
Master, are we shooting stone giants?
No, not today. Unless they're stupid enough to attack us, and we'll slaughter them all. Just kidding.
You're not very good at humor.
Well, it's a cannon. What do you expect is going to happen?
No. His jokes are funny. It's yours that suck.
Alright, so there are giants that are chatting now with what the hell's gone on. Why is the stone giant walking down the hill?
How long does the airwalk last?
There's a hill giant walking down the mountain, and there's some sort of like fairy tale that sort of spawns from this event.
All right, you guys crest around the side, and the children stop playing ball. Their eyes are their jaws go slack and open. They're staring at Shakura. Why are there strange people behind you? A couple of the more brave stone giant children come forward, while the others go tugging at the hamstrings of their relatives. Very soon, Shakura. Don't worry, these are my friends. She just announced to the room. At the same time, she
Sonny's going to give her 2 thumbs up. Yeah, he did it.
At the same time, she pulls out Tusk Knot, just in case.
Just in case.
She has a sky, her rock, in the other hand, the statuette of it, the stone giant.
So cool, by the way.
What's that?
This map that we completely bypassed looks so cool.
I
with
know.
The elevation.
I know.
And the trail up the mountain. Yeah.
I like it.
Imagine being tracked by rock riders and stuff while going up there.
The Howling Crag, yeah, if you were lower level and couldn't just teleport into share memory and teleport into the end boss fight.
Yep.
Yeah. Effectively, there's nothing too secret here at this point. This is the Howling Crag.
That is such a cool map.
Yeah, I like
And
this.
if you want to see what it looks like, I think there's a side view off to this. Let's show you that. So that would be the front gate, and then there's walls, and then there are these massive.
It's like 3 chimneys.
Crags, 3 chimneys. Yep. Cool.
This is such a cool place.
It's very windy and drafty, though. At this point in time, the stone giants are pointing that they have guests. They're helping us relieve the Thane and others of curses. We've gotten rid of the corrupting druid who is trying to ruin our food stores. They are our friends. They look like they're from Overlook. All right. So at this point, are any of you doing anything hostile or helpful to her diplomacy check?
Amadeus will remain neutral.
Okay, so
Sonny
Amadeus
is going to now that guy's off on. Give me a second. Let me just check Mage's decree.
He whispers to Sonny, tell them we're the ones that got rid of that big fat giant.
I can. Criteria must be something objective and observable. So, all non-hill giants. He was actually a hill giant, right? Like he was just an oversized hill giant.
Yeah, hill giant, maybe with some mixed blood in him.
Some templates. Okay. So we can do a mage's decree for all non-hill giants that Sonny of Volcanica and the envoy from Overlook has come in peace to rid the crag of the curses upon it. So everybody
Okay. Shakura is going to make an immediate diplomacy check, and then Sunny's going to get a second one because he's talking to people that are not even listening to Shakura at this point.
This is true.
Yeah.
Dear.
So Shakura's diplomacy. Howie is out.
Howie is out, yes.
Okay, her diplomacy is +8.
Well, this is why Sunny does his big old ostentatious bullshit.
Yep. Okay, she rolls a 1 when she says they're here to face the Thane. These giants may not be. They may think they're being attacked, and they're all starting to run outside.
Okay, Sunny.
Other invaders, invaders! And then Sunny's spell goes off,
Boom.
and there's a group of female stone giants that look like they either attended to the leaders or are more like commoner stone giants.
Natural 2047.
And you have the power where if you haven't, upon meeting, you increase.
Everybody's one better.
Better?
They haven't met me, so they're one better than they started with. Everybody likes me because I'm fucking Sunny. Volcanica.
All right. Apparently, they've heard of the druid of Volcanica. Maybe some of the mothers were very, and one of the fathers were very protective of their children because you kind of came up.
We did go boo.
Yeah, you did go boo from behind. You do, within a few moments, have the attention of the entire village, at least the giants that are currently here.
Oh, I'm feeling very much like I want to be tiny right now.
Show yourself, druid! There is one that is speaking for them, and
Okay.
where is his token?
There
we go.
People have trod upon the large T's and not exploded, right?
Utanu the Seer walks through the bonfire like it's nothing.
Awesome. Metal shit.
Where are you, druid of Volcanica? Show yourself!
Okay, we'll walk through the T's, hoping there's no big spike trap or something that's there.
Nothing that's set off.
We will bravely walk across the T's.
Sensing that this is perhaps a fight, Shakura does throw down Sky onto the ground, and Sky the rock appears. It is Thogrim, and Slake's definitely moving up, but is Thogrim?
It is currently away from his...
Okay, so
I think he is.
Howie is moving up along with...
Volcanica and the balance was being disturbed. It is being corrected. And he's kind of motioning towards the door that's closing.
Sunny, give me a perception check.
All right. This is where I've put the bullseye on my head, and Amadeus will save me. Come on, Amadeus. 40.
Okay, so you notice several things, Sunny. There are some Galabdur that were actually, they look like boulders for a moment. They come rolling over. They might be subservient to the Seer.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Direboar was curious and kind of came running over, and then deked off to the side a little bit, like I wanted to get a
goddamn ranger. All right.
The rider upon the rock has taken to the sky and is now circling around this area. And then 40, you do notice that maybe one person didn't like your decree that much because he is slinking back into the dark warrens to the north.
Oh.
A frost giant. Frost giant with a really big bird on his shoulder.
We are...
Everyone's got the bird familiars. Animal companions.
They're good. We wish to bring balance and lift some of the curses that were upon these lands and reaffirm the natural inclination for partnerships between peoples. And he's putting his hands on top of each other. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Does that mean that Overlook forgives us for our transgressions, our forced servitude in the armies of the root giants?
Everyone makes mistakes. Times are hard for everyone. And
Where
right
is
now,
our Thane?
he's around here somewhere. The ladies with the he is safe. Many of the curses upon him have been lifted by the power of magic.
He is in diplomatic conference with Bellastrea. If this was a show, there'd be
a cut.
pan to a chicken and a little mole being herded together. Shakura is not a very good liar.
Neither
the seer
go
frowns
figure
at
it,
this.
neither is Sunny.
Yep.
They are safe. They are simply in magical timeout.
We've removed the cursed gemstones from the Thane's forehead. It was foolish to put all four there, she says. She's kind of parodying.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, he must have had all sorts of voices going on in his head.
Yep. There is a slow nod from Ulanu. You guys can give me a sense motive if you want.
Okay.
No, it's cool, man. The seer.
41. This is just like the Bodron's like, Sonny, do good this adventure.
Okay. Ulanu doesn't like the talk of it being foolish to have gems in the forehead. You do notice that he has a golden one embedded into his forehead.
In Terran,
Yep.
do you have a soul in your golden stone, or is it a different type of connection?
But it's not very polite, is what he says.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just inquisitive. I like magic. So he like leans in and smiles.
Perhaps it was not wise to put four where one would have sufficed. He's looking at Shakura's beasts and Sunny of Volcanica and then the cannon behind him. He really doesn't want to fight you.
So we do have one request still from, a couple of requests, but one major one. We would like to have a discussion with Murgvard, of the Frost Giants, as the Rune Giant that he worked with did try to kill us recently before he was slaughtered.
The seer looks over his shoulder into the courtyard where Murgvard was standing.
So the bit about that part would have been in Terran because the children shouldn't hear some of that.
Yeah.
Children don't need to hear
he
that.
understands what you're saying. He looks back and he sees that Murgvard isn't there, and he be my guest.
Thank you, sir. We're gonna, basically go that way.
Yep. With your high sense motive, Amadeus also has high sense motive, right? 33. Yeah, you know he's gonna go have a look at what's happening downstairs. Like he's now like.
That's fine.
Strangers came out of the basement. They're saying everything's okay. I'm gonna go check on things.
Yep, let him go.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, the giants let you pass. The boulder creatures, the Galabdurs, roll out of the way, and you do see that there are these really large owlbears that are in pens. Looks like they're either training them or keeping them as pets. You guys go wandering off, and then Ulanu and several of the stone giants and his little trio of Galabdur are going into the basement. He nods to Shakura as she rides as you guys ride by. She nods back. You can hear from here hurried packing, like something being jammed into a chest and things being moved around, and maybe a suit of chainmail.
Amadeus. would like to have the upper hand in the conversation.
Uh-huh.
All right, there is a mammoth and a rock in your party. I'm pretty sure the stealth check is he hears you coming, and we're gonna roll for initiative if that's the way you're gonna do it.
Well, it's he's trying to futz off, and we're going to grab him and
No.
and futs him up.
All right. Shoggo's not there. Chief Nograda's not there. The stone giants you've convinced to not help. And he rolled poorly on initiative. This isn't going to go well. He is last.
Oh no.
That's not what he wanted.
Thorgrim, what are you doing? You can hear things being tossed around and the squawking of a bird.
Don't hurt him unless you have to.
There's this really large Arctic-y kind of eagle that is on his shoulder. It might not be large enough to be an animal companion. Might be a familiar.
So I moved.
Or, there's like a hawk animal companion that I think would turn it into that
And
size.
I'm gonna ready to vital strike the man.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Yep. You're gonna who? What are you? Who is it?
I'm gonna ready to vital strike, and I'm not gonna activate the.
He says in Dwarvish to you, "What manner of horrible monstrosity are you, Firehair?"
Oh, he's talking shit. Oh god, this is not the time to talk shit.
I would suggest you back down from anything. Stop moving, or I'll blow your head off.
Massa, can I do it now, please?
Wait, Howie.
Thogrim,
We're trying to talk.
There's children watching.
Can you give me a charisma check as you're kind of demanding a thing from him in combat?
Let's just roll d20 here. And it's a good 5. Stop it, dude! Stop it!
Stop it, dude!
I got cannon. Fuck you.
He's a giant. He probably knows what a cannon is, but is a giant. He could take a cannon.
He's making
Not
fun of
this
your
one.
fiery hair, and he's a frost giant.
Yep.
It's kind of expected.
He actually kind of like curls his lips up at you, like total derision. It might be the fact that you have fiery hair, and he's a creature that he absolutely hates fire. Sunny and Mister, what are you doing?
Well, and we're going quick. So,
Mister, do you guys share a language or?
So
No,
we
you-
have we have a like
Empathic bond.
empathic bond,
Yeah.
and then Mistra can speak with all birds, and I'm a druid, so I think we can. And then she's really smart, and she speaks common, so she understands.
She
my
understands common. Okay.
common. And I have to speak. I have to cast
Okay. You're pretty sure Mistress sent something.
Okay.
And she's chittering back in a different type tone of bird.
Does tongues with the druid with tongues understand, or do I have to cast speak with animals?
I think you have to cast Speak with Animals.
That's fine.
Yeah. Whatever. She's ready to go.
Knock your beak off.
Yeah, there's some bird smack talk going on or something.
Oh, Sunny is going to hop off of Mistra.
Okay.
Uh,
DC 20 ride check to do that as a free action.
We're going to do it because even if we fail, we don't like fall on our head because we're the druid of Volcanica and everybody's watching. Hey, he does it all slick like.
Yeah, he just throws one leg over and.
Okay, we're going to send Mistra to go grab Amadeus. Amadeus is willing to come. And then,
Picks you up by the backside of your belt.
then we're going to use our last move to move Amadeus to the front.
And free action, put Amadeus down.
There you go.
I warned you. Now you're going
All
to
right.
suffer.
There is a, let's see. How big are frost giants? So frost giants there's a 15-foot tall blue-skinned humanoid, probably weighs several thousand pounds. He's got no facial hair, this large horned helmet. The horned helmet, Thogrim, you've got knowledge arcana, right? The horned helmet might be some of the crests of horns that came off of a gold dragon.
These guys are just like, I'm a bad guy. just see how bad I am?
Or there was a massive amount of gifting that happened.
Have you seen my unicorn horn?
my unicorn horn freaking like
He's wearing a chain shirt. He has a buckler that has just been strapped to his arm. There is a beautiful great axe that is leaning up against this stone chair. He hasn't grabbed it yet. He has a number of minor items, including a ring that looks like it is frozen over one of his fingers.
Well, he can.
Going to be filled with regret if we're doing that.
Yep. As he moves, his hands seem to have like little like tiny snowflakes, almost like little snow crystals coming off of his hands as he's moving around. He stops to look at whatever Mr. and Amadeus is, because I don't think he's ever seen that.
There's a bird coming over.
And the bird on his shoulder is like the Mr. and the bird are like smack talking. There's there's a bunch of bird fuck yous going on.
Your mom's an omelet.
Okay, Sunny is going to move over here and will we'll ready a dispel magic in case he does something,
Okay.
We were told he has some magical power.
Yep. Slake enters his one of his stances. What is it called? The boulet style. And then his movement rate is.
Oh, I didn't say that. The trigger for me firing is him doing anything that's aggressive or not giving up. I didn't say what it was.
So hostile.
Anything hostile. Spell casting, whatever.
Sure. Slake, his movement rate is 50. So he's gonna double move.
A quick runner's vest for Mistra.
He's gonna double move to join Amadeus' side. Slake is all puffed out in his stance, Amadeus. His stance of knocking you over. Amadeus.
Hey, look at you right there.
Step.
Grab him by the big horns.
And we're going to grab him.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have any sort of special reach. He doesn't have combat reflexes. He is currently flat-footed.
Yeah, and we're just going to do regular grapples.
You had a chance to run away. It was before you went to get your things.
It all happened very quickly.
Should have jumped out of that window in the north. That one right here.
CMB roll of 51.
Okay, you beat it by 10.
Okay. He is.
Oh, minus whatever he for
6.
flat-footed. Yeah.
He's grappled.
Okay. You grab a hold of him. The bird's freaking out, and you pull him
Oh, sorry.
into a grapple.
All right, now we can talk.
Let go of me.
Nope.
he says that because you surprised him, like with the tentacly hands or whatever. He actually switched to giant to talk to you. Go of me.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to like, I don't understand what you're saying, but sleepy time.
You understand when you grab people. They sometimes
So you don't do that.
Oh, was that no?
Yeah. All right. So that was a standard or just a regular attack?
No, that was a just regular attack.
Okay. What do you-
Regular attack. So that's it.
You've got one more action.
I don't.
Oh,
It's a not
Step?
attack. It's a standard.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, step, standard attack.
Okay.
Or complex.
And haste isn't moving. Haste isn't going.
Haste
Yeah,
is
he's
down,
walking down.
All right. Shakura orders the rock to basically guard outside, and then she's going to stamp in with Tusknot.
Ooh, Sonny's like, oh, if I stand very still, he won't step on me, right?
Tusknot with Tusknot, I believe, has like elephant shoes of speed, so it moves at 70. It's almost comical with how fast the big creatures' legs are pumping. 70-foot speed. Wow.
That is hilarious. That is a scary thing.
She is going to use one of her Cavalier challenges to challenge Murgvard. You! That's what he says, pointing her Naginata that way. She can't get off a charge, but she can move into a better position so that she could charge next round. You should surrender.
Yep.
He's struggling with Amadeus.
Does he struggle?
Yeah, he's struggling.
Okay.
Is on his turn. He's struggling.
So he's trying to break the grapple.
Don't move! I'm warning you.
Get your hand off me! How dare you touch me? I'm gonna touch you all over.
All right, Howie.
He's speaking in Imperial Common now. Does that trigger your ready action?
That triggers. He gets one in the face.
Okay, so a cannonball goes flying through Mistress space, through either Slake or Amadeus to try to strike the guy that's being grappled. Master, let's explode its head.
Oh, if he doesn't, we'll see. Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
Oh, I should let him shoot something. We started aggressive diplomacy. Got very aggressive.
32 touch.
32 touch. Okay, so his touch AC before being grappled is 12. So yeah, you hit.
10.
Now he has rock catching. Is this a regular ass?
Cannons. It's a
What's
firearm. It's a firearm. Doesn't work on cannons.
You say that, but you have typically they're siege engines.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like saying deflect arrow doesn't work on them.
All right. Once per round, a creature that normally be hit by basically a siege weapon can make a reflex save to catch it as a free action.
his grappled reflex save will be hilarious.
Large creatures throw small rocks. So
Does he need to have two hands?
he needs a hand.
A hand, okay.
A hand, which he
One magical bonus is on the attack roll for your cannon right now. What's the magical portions of 2?
+3.
+3? Okay. The DC of the reflex save for him to rock catch your siege weapon cannon is only 18.
Oh.
However,
That's doable.
his
He's
reflex
grappled,
save
minus
is
2.
11 minus 2, so it's 9.
Fitty, son.
That's still doable.
He puts up his hand and he gets hit in the wrist. They're a race that plays tag with cannonball-sized rocks.
65.
And this is just a.
This is the regular. This is a vital strike.
Okay. He's no longer trying to talk to you. He is struggling for
Let's try to get it.
The next one will take your face right off. That was a warning shot.
All right. That second roll would be -5.
Yeah.
41?
No.
Okay.
You're short by 30.
Okay. I know. We were all staring at your sheet doing calculations last game going, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Let go of me! What are you? You're some sort of giant in a small body!
Just pressure points and pretzeling them. And okay, top of the round is
I just wanted to shoot him.
Thogrim and Howie.
I will ready another vital strike.
It's like reload, aim, ready another.
Howie, what's his name? Howie does that.
Howie reloads and aims, and then you ready a vital strike.
Ready a vital strike. Do anything else, and I will take your head off.
He's no longer talking. He's thrashing for his life.
You shot him in the face with a can.
I wanted to shoot. He said I wanted to shoot him. I told you. All right, fine.
The time for talking is not.
He's not gonna. I'll ready to just shoot to scare someone away. If someone fuck no.